When today's sponsor, Lovart, first reached out to me and invited me to be a beta tester of their newly revised version of their platform, I wasn't really sure it was a fit because, after all, I'm not really a designer per se, but it is AI driven and I was curious enough to go check it out. Plus, I also thought maybe it's just like another Canva type of thing, a design platform that's integrating a lot of AI. Well, I was very wrong about this platform, and my first experience with it was so freaking exciting, I honestly couldn't wait to show you, yes, you personally, this tool. When I first came to the site and set up an account for free, I already had 1,000 credits there at the time, and I thought, well, 1,000 credits seems like a lot. Let's see what's going on. So let's scroll down where they have a lot of examples of the type of output. Now again, at first glance, this looks like, it looks like a thing where you're dragging templated items and changing out fonts and things like that. It's really not that. And all I had to do to discover that was click on any one of these. I think it was maybe the truffle burger caught my attention. I really love the designs here, and I was intrigued as to how they were made. When you click here to view it, more than just the picture shows up. The entire process of how this is created unfolds in front of you. Lovart is billed as the world's first AI design agent. You talk to it like a professional designer, you assume it knows everything a professional designer knows, and you tell it exactly what you want. And in addition to creating still images like this, it can also create other media like videos. It ties in some of the biggest state-of-the-art models out there right now, like GPT, Flux Pro, and Imagen for image generation. And it all ties into video models like Kling and Hailuo and Runway and others, in addition to voiceover and music generation. So try to wrap your mind around what we've got here. Assume that Lovart is like a design agency with a lot of experience who can deliver you at least close to a finalized product, starting with just a prompt and then having an iterative, just as if you were having one with an infinitely patient live designer. So this example wasn't just about generating a truffle burger poster, it actually generated 4 different food-related posters. And it started with this prompt, which is fairly detailed because you want to tell the designer exactly what you want. So once you submit what you want, it goes ahead and tells you what it's going to do for each of those. Then it goes into a poster database. I'll help you create visually striking food posters based on the descriptions provided earlier. What I'm getting at is, in this case, we're watching someone else's creative process unfold with this agent, so I wanted to do one of my own. So here's the project I originally started, and because I didn't know anything about this platform or how detailed I could or should be, I just simply said a video for a luxury chocolate that contains real insects. It says, okay, I'll help you create a luxury chocolate commercial that features insects as a premium ingredient. Now there's a whole analysis stage, and it starts to write, in a world where luxury meets sustainability, our premium chocolate emerges as a symbol of refined taste and conscious indulgence. Moving on. You can see it's doing a lot of work here to get this exactly right. It's breaking the video up into scenes, being very specific, talking about how long the scene should be, the scene type and style, any words that were going to be used, all of this generated from that one prompt. Then we get into style recommendations. It goes through and plans all the content. It starts the image generation. It's using the Flux model, as it says. So you'll see that the project has created a canvas of images and videos, all of which we can go in and edit. You'll also notice with regards to the canvas that they have layers here. You can adjust opacity. You can change where the layers are, turn them on and off, just like you would in a more traditional image editor. So we can pan around the image and see everything that it's created and say, okay, I like this, but what if we could put a logo on her shirt maybe? We'll zoom in on this image. Let's say I wanted to put maybe a logo on her sweatshirt here. I just click here and then this opens up. I'm going to click on and I'm going to draw a rectangle in this area here, which you can do in segments, which is nice. I'm going to add an image to be the logo by clicking the plus sign here. Click on add an image. In this case, I'll add my Bob Doyle Media PNG file here, and I'll say add this logo to her shirt. And then this is what we've got. And it looks like it is now generating a new video clip based on this new version of the image, now with the logo on it. Granted, it is a somewhat stylized version of the logo, but still very cool to me, using the Kling 1.6 video. It's making all of these design decisions based on what I tell it. It's choosing the tool to create the best media for the job, and I'm just talking to it like I would talk to a real person. Getting back to the process, once it's created these images, which we have the flexibility of changing later, as we just saw, it creates the video clips for the final video. Like, for example, this guy here, I guess making chocolate, this guy thinking about chocolate, this chocolate being chocolate. Then it created background music. Then, in addition to writing the voiceover script, it created the voiceover itself.
Indulge in elegance. crafted with care, a new taste.
Now, when you think about it, that's a ton of media that created for 1,000 free credits. All of those video clips on the Kling platform with audio, with music, with voiceover, and the images, and the ability to edit those images at any time on this canvas. That's crazy. Plus, it did all the research on what was necessary to make this a luxury chocolate commercial that featured insects as an ingredient. And this is when I would go back and start to iterate and say, okay, well, no, let's make the music this way. Let's change the font to this. I would not expect this to be perfect right out of the gate, because after all, this all ran without any hands-on from me all the way to the point of the video creation. If I wanted to break it up into tasks, I'd say, let's do some images for a video. Then we do that, and I would edit those images, and then I would create the video. But I didn't know it was capable of doing segments like that, so I just said, do everything at once, which it did. And now, as we've seen with changing the logo on the Scowl shirt, we can go back, change those, and then if I wanted to, I could say, okay, now re-render this video with the girl wearing the new shirt. And then it would take this clip that it created and put that in the video instead. Before I play this, I'm going to point to two very obvious things. One, the music's too loud, so I would go in and say, could we make the music a little softer, please? And also, there's no mention of insects being one of the ingredients, which was kind of the point of the thing. But all I would do is go back into the chat and say, hey, could we emphasize insects a little more? Maybe create a couple of images of insects to throw in the mix, and then have it reassemble the whole thing. Given that this is a credit system, it's probably a lot smarter to break the project up into smaller chunks, like let's create the images first, and then we'll go from there. But again, not taking my time and learning how to use it first, I did what I did, and so I spent a lot of credits at one point, and now I would have to go back and retroactively edit a lot. So let's watch this video it produced based on the prompt.
Indulge in elegance, crafted with care, a new taste adventure, artisanal perfection. Experience the extraordinary. Savor the moment. Sustainably luxurious. A taste of tomorrow. Join the revolution. Indulge in the future.
So clearly there are places that we would go back and say, let's make different font color choices so the contrast is better, and just work with it, again, like you would a real designer. So let's start from scratch with a new project. Click on New Project here. I think for fun I want to create a movie poster, the Bob Doyle Media movie poster with a steampunk theme, and just start from there and see what we could iterate with. So let me say I want to create a movie poster using the attached logo as a basis. The movie should be Bob Doyle Media Movie, and the art style should be aged steampunk. Now I should note that there's also a style button here, so I can choose from any of these. Fallen Future. I don't know how that would contrast with steampunk. So it has added the style here. I can't stop the task because I want to see this complete. It looks like it's about to. Oh, no, wait a second. How did it know what I look like? Now it's asking me to provide the Bob Doyle Media logo that should be incorporated into the poster. Thank you for providing the logo. Now I can create a proper steampunk movie poster incorporating the Bob Doyle Media logo. Let's take a look at this thing. First of all, let's close this up. Now here we are on the canvas. As that's working, I can click on the image here, and we've seen before how I could do some in-painting to add that logo to the t-shirt, but we have way more than that. We can upscale this entire image. We can do out-painting to add more to the image. This is a movie poster. I really don't need to make it wider or taller. I can remove objects from the image, in-paint, as we saw before. There it is. It incorporated the image. That's what I wanted. So instead of that picture of me, it used the logo. I like that. So how could we iterate this? Bob Doyle Media, the movie, a journey through time and innovation. I didn't make that tagline. What if I wanted to change the tagline? Change the tagline to question everything. While that's generating, I don't want to ignore this piece right here, even though I probably won't get too deep into it. But this custom mode allows you to explore very specifically all the different models they have here. So you'll see they've got GPT, they've got Flux Context Pro, which is huge, Context Max. These are all the best of the best models here. Video, we've got Kling, Hailuo, Gemini, Runway Gen 4, and then Tripio and Rodent for 3D model generation, to give you an idea of what we've got going there. What I probably should have said here was leaving everything the same, just change the tagline. I said I wanted a text editable version. There it comes. Now I have it in text editable form, and I have control over the fonts. So in this case, I'd probably want to find something that seems similar to what was there, but you can see I have a ton to choose from here. I'm more of a moving media kind of guy, so I'm going to take this original poster that I liked and I'm going to add it back to the chat one more time, and I'm going to say, turn this into a video. An engaging video where the gears are turning and there are sound effects. A voiceover should say Bob Doyle Media, the movie, in a deep voice. And there should be ominous music played at a low volume. Let's see what it does with that. So it's thinking, it's analyzing the image, more analysis, animated turning gears, sound effects, and now we've got the background music generating. Okay, now we've got our music. Let's listen. It's ominous, it's loud. Here we have voice generation.
Bob Doyle Media, the movie.
Deep voice voiceover saying Bob Doyle Media, the movie, exactly like I asked. So now what is it doing? Creating the theme video based on the movie poster. Features animated turning gears, includes sound effects, or just reiterating the instructions. This whole process of creating with this AI agent they call Talk, Tab, Tune. You're talking to the AI design agent from the beginning. When you start getting results, you tab over here to this canvas and you start working with the AI, either in this editing window here, like we did before. I'd like you to add this or that to the image, whether it's in painting or otherwise, or use these advanced tools to tune the image even further.
Bob Doyle Media, the movie.
And the gears are turning. They're just turning very slowly. And now that I see it big, I kind of like it slow. It's a little more ominous. But obviously, I could just keep prompting around that until I got the look I wanted to. There is so much this platform will do that I truly haven't even scratched the surface. And I know that sounds cliche, but not being a designer myself, it's hard to know exactly what would be the coolest thing for a designer. But for an AI media content creator, this is a really cool tool with access to all the great models for image creation and video creation, plus having all the design tools like text and all those other things that are built into this platform. So if you are a designer who's interested in AI media creation, this is the dream site for you. But even for a person who doesn't know all the ins and outs of design, I can find a lot to love about this. As I say, this is currently in beta, and if you want to get yourself on the waiting list for this, go on over to lovart.ai and put yourself there. If these are the types of things you like to learn about, well, why not subscribe to this channel? Because these are the types of fun toys we like to play with all the time.
If you subscribe now, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do not, I will look for you. I will find you. And I